The Long Walk, March 1849, Connacht. Violet. The Famine? Malone with smouldering passion. No, the starvation. When a country is full of food and exporting it, there can be no famine. George Bernard Shaw. The oracle could have foretold it, though the wisdom of Delphi was always silent in winter, and Pythia had long since withheld her voice. But with Crow Patrick to the back shoulder without serpents, and the goddess still hot upon its face with the old ways, you'd wonder all the signs would warn them, walkers grasping for grain, as into the valley of death stumbled the 600. Snow was sheeting across Ben Gorham and the Sheafrey Hills, Muilray Mountains shuddering under rain. Blight was on the land, and the white globes of goodness that grew in the dark Irish earth had taken in fallen dust from America, fungus-ridden with stench of starvation through its flesh, as into the valley of death staggered the 600. Children were barefoot in the iced air, their ragged clothes barely a cover for thin arms, rickety legs, their stomachs round with hunger, mothers too weary for tears at their cries, their own voices lost in despair, mouths long unfamiliar with appetite or taste or something solid, lost long before into the valley of death, struggled the 600. In the rage of a storm, it was hard to see if skeletons they were or walking dead, spirits through which the wind blew as if their bones were all that held them up, and try though it may, no wind could play a tune on these bones, only the clacking beat of a funereal march as into the valley of death scraped the 600. Hunched against the blizzard, Muilray, indignant, watched helpless as they clung overnight to sheer rock, rough, unflowering firs, waiting for the 7 a.m. attendance ordered by the Guardians. And let's name them Colonel Hosgrove and Captain Primrose, who slept under their down and starched Irish linen as along the valley of death shivered the 600. From Limerick, Cork, Galway, food kept leaving for commerce's hungry mouth. From Kilrush, July 28, 1848, 711 tonnes of Kerry oats, 128 of barley. Ship after ship from fine, busy ports, laden with bacon, lamb, wheat and eggs, while Oscar Wilde's mother, hidden in the name Speranza, raged in poetry at the theft of Irish food, yet still in the valley of death waited the 600. Delphi Lodge's table groaned under lunch while the wretched gathered in front of long dining room windows, and the Guardians ate and talked, maybe about the terrible weather, the growing cost of living, the poor, maybe about the comfort or otherwise of their white beds while on lawns between them and Duloc in the valley of death huddled the 600. They took but a minute to deem the gathering not poor enough for government grain, turning their empty hands away. But here the land is full of pity, and the mountains opened, gathering their bones into its soft peat. Wind lifted them carefully in its arms and blew them easily into Black Lake. The snow cast a blanket over the young, others washed by the sea onto beds of Killary sand, and 100 only trudged out of the valley of death.